since my name was thrown around a little bit here in the last 15, 20 minutes on the issue of gains, I just want to present to my colleague that the real question is, are the very wealthy going to be taxed on the income they actually enjoy? And I think we're going to have to work through those issues, and I want it understood that I'm going to work with colleagues on both sides of the aisle to do that. Senator Warren.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So our tax code is built on a very simple premise, and that is if you make it big, I mean really, really big, then you can afford to chip in a little more to keep our country going, to help pay for roads and bridges and child care and housing and the things we need. Today, that premise has been turned upside down. The wealthiest of the wealthy have figured out how to get richer and richer and richer and richer in ways that just don't show up on a tax form. The result, the top 0.1% pays about 3.2% of their wealth in taxes every year, while the bottom 99% pays more than double that. It's just not fair. So next year, Congress has a chance to unrig the tax code. Democrats have proposals to stitch up the loopholes that ensure, so that we can ensure that the wealthy pay their fair share. But, no surprise, the mega millionaires and billionaires are whining that they cannot possibly afford to pay taxes. So, Mr. Lord, you practiced tax law for nearly 40 years. You've advised wealthy clients on how to cut their tax bills. The richest Americans are now paying little to nothing in federal taxes. So tell us, are they not making any money?
Senator, they're making plenty of money, but the way they're making it is by holding assets that grow and grow and grow in value, you know, buildings, stock portfolios and such. And while that wealth is growing, the growth, which is economic income, is not subject, it's not even considered income for federal income tax purposes.
Right, but it's still good collateral for borrowing money.
Oh, it is, and actually they're able to borrow typically at very favorable rates because they have relationships through their business operations with lenders.
Okay, so let's go to that. Elon Musk, for example, raked in nearly $14 billion from 2014 to 2018, but he paid just 3% of that in taxes. Now, that's why the Biden-Harris administration has a proposal to ensure that people with a net worth more than $100 million, we're talking about the wealthiest 10,000 people in the country, that they would pay a minimum of 25% of all of their income in taxes. Now, we all recognize that is well below the current top tax rate of 37%, but the mega millionaires say it's still too high. They don't have the money because their wealth is all locked up in stock. So, Mr. Lord, are these 10,000 mega millionaires actually cash poor? Are they living like monks?
No, they're not. I haven't seen many monks on yachts. No, they're not. This is, as Chair Wyden pointed out, this is buy, borrow, die. When they need cash, they can get it. And as I said before, typically at very favorable rates. So here are American families who are struggling to pay high mortgage rates and still pay their taxes year after year. Billionaires are buying private jets. Mr. Musk, for example, owns 4. So let us be clear. If you make it big, really big, $100 million or more big, I think you could afford to pay a 25% tax on your income. And just one other part about the choices we're making here. Mr. Gupta, you are an expert on economic policy and inequality. The Biden-Harris billionaire income tax would raise about $500 billion over 10 years. If we invested that money in things families need, like affordable child care or housing, what impact would that have?
Well, it would be transformative. These proposals that you have also helped champion, Senator Warren, could lower the cost of childcare to just $10 a day for most families, helping parents work, helping kids get the early education they need. And research suggests that for every dollar we invest in high quality early care and education, we could recoup up to $12.
Wow, what an investment. So President Biden and Vice President Harris are fighting for families. Meanwhile, Donald Trump wants to take us even further in the wrong direction. He shoveled out $2 trillion in tax giveaways to the wealthy in 2017. And now he's out there promising that he will reward his, quote, rich as hell donors with more tax cuts next year if he gets the chance. And he and his running mate don't have a clue how to help with the cost of child care. Next year, we can afford to ignore the billionaire tiers. We can raise taxes on the wealthy, and we can invest that money in lowering costs for everyday families. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Warren.